March just flew by like it wasn't even nobody business. April's here. Shout out to the Aries and the up and coming tours. Unfortunately, we starting off the podcast with a rest in peace. Rest in peace to Young Scooter, Atlanta pioneer in music and rap, and also just in music in general. When you think about Young Scooter, you think about the Gucci Manes, the Migos, the Futures, the people and his counterparts. But the music he's made was always good, true, genuine person as far as like what we see on the outside looking in. And his music was always a hit for real. He had some hits, bro. But it's unfortunate as far as what happened. It's in the midst of a lot of things right now. The news outlets, as soon as it hit the airwaves, it was basically reported that he was gunned down by police. It didn't come to find out. Somebody made a false police call on him. That's so trash. And he was trying to get away from the police, and he had an apparent leg injury that punctured probably his leg. I think he was trying to get over a gate. This is all speculation. And he bled out on the scene. But what is true in this situation was somebody was arrested for making a false police call on him and causing him to his death. It's one of the most saddest, unfortunate, and like shocking events too, because like for somebody to just literally just falsely accuse or falsely do something, that be your demise, and that bro, it was his birthday. Dang. So at that it was your birthday. So unexpected, but she deserves to be in jail. She deserves to be in jail. Yes, she deserves to be in jail. It was a phone call released as well with it. When it first happened, it was a lot going on. You had the police like, look here, we ain't do nothing. We're not trying to get in the midst of everything because Atlanta, they love Young Scooter. And one thing's for certain, if he had died by a cop, Atlanta would have rose hell. For real. Yeah. That's what would have happened. And you were starting to see that, and then come to find out, all these other news outlets started reporting on this lady who was arrested for making the false police call, and it was recorded as well. So it was an audio, her talking, and it was just like it was pure BS. But it's like in the same aspect, it's like if you're the 911 operator, do you know what I'm saying? Do you not send the police? So all that happened in that. But just saying, rest in peace to Young Scooter. It's an unfortunate event. I would say. She deserves to be in jail.
Oh, for sure she deserves to be in jail. There needs to be more of that going on when you falsify stuff.
For sure.
Like there needs to be more. I ain't gonna get into all of it, but like if you I don't see why falsifying a police call is illegal, but not falsifying rape or anything else. Like putting people in jail or them dying is like insane, sure. And you should reap the consequences of that. Rest in peace to the Young Scooter. On a positive note, shout out to the first ballot class of 2025 Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. We got Dwight Howard's getting in, Maya Moore's getting in, Sue Bird is getting in, and Melo. Hey, listen, man, there's only one Melo. I love the Melo ball. He cool. He's doing his thing. He averaging 30 this year, but there's only one Melo. When I say Melo, I'm referring to only one person. That's it. I'm sorry. All right, I'm only referring to one person. Melo is a legend. I'm tired of seeing the speculation about whether Melo's a Hall of Famer or not. Yes, he is. Two reasons. One, it's called the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. He's the NCAA champion. That's number one. But two, let's just say it was the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. Melo is 5+ years of an All-Pro. He's been an All-Star for over a decade. He's led the league in scoring, and he's currently top 10 in scoring all the time. So regardless, he still makes the Pro Hall of Fame.
And leader in gold medals. From my knowledge,
no, because KD.
I think it's KD. It's KD,
but it's still 3 gold medals.
Three gold medals.
Like, yes, he still makes the Pro Hall of Fame. Like, and he's number one. And I gotta his. Like, he's number one in that. I will never not.
And I will say from this Melo, because there was a lot of people saying that, dang, it was early. I think for a lot of people that we know that have paid the way, that have been great throughout their whole careers, they should reap their benefit. Reap all of the flowers that they deserve at the end of their career right after. I don't think it should be any timetable for the Hall of Fame anymore.
I think Kobe passing is what changed that.
I agree, but even before that, I just think that we should ultimately give them their praise for being great. Why are we waiting 3, 5, 7? Why should it be a criteria? We know people like Tom Brady. We know he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. He should already be in.
I think it's
certain people like that.
I think it's a courtesy thing because like. It was always like that, and so people feel like, well, Michael Jordan had to wait this long, so you got to wait this long. I think it's like that. That's why.
I get what
you
you
started
saying.
that way, so to keep it fair. If this person had to wait, then you should have to wait too. But I do agree. It should be,
but just with time.
But
everything changes.
I think Kobe passing is what changed it.
Yeah, like you said.
I think that's what it is because him not being able to be inducted, that really sucked. But shout out to those guys. Shout out to Maya Moore. Shout out to Sue Bird. Dwight Howard still tweeted out he wants Kareem, KG, and Shaq to walk him out. He's a class act.
That would be dope.
Hopefully Shaq gets his act together.
Because that's another play. That's another play. I don't care what you think about him personally. Dwight Howard is a top 75 player and a first ballot Hall
Dwight Howard was the best center in the league for a good decade. Multi-defensive player of the year. Multi-leader in the blocks for the seasons. Multi-rebounding leader of the season. Took the Magic to a finals appearance. Melo took the Nuggets to the Western Conference Championship. Dude is a Hall of Famer. They asked what version of Melo is the best. NCAA Melo, Nuggets Melo, Hoodie Melo, Knicks Melo, 2K Melo. I was like, listen, Knicks Melo was a bucket, but Hoodie Melo might be a legend. I'm sorry.
Nah, Hoodie Melo him.
Hoodie Melo, he was in the open gyms giving out work. It was crazy. I was like, yo, Melo going crazy in that hood.
And it was dope too because after those highlights came out of him in the back in the lab, that's when he went back to the NBA too.
Yeah, he was in Portland.
I don't know why.
Hella weight when he was
I don't know why it took for them to see highlights of Melo. Melo still was healthy enough to be in the league. Him and Dwayne Wade, if you ask me.
Hoodie Melo was
since we talking about basketball right now, let's talk about it.
This might be the year of Cody.
Look. Houston Rockets, Seattle Supersonics, Hot Pockets, Warriors in 5. Warriors in 5. Warriors in 5. In the words of Shannon Sharp, Warriors in 5. No, Houston Rockets. In 5. What? The Supersonics, Hot Pockets, Warriors in 5. I know he's saying Lakers, but no, Warriors. Because if y'all seen what Steph doing right now, bro, 40 averaging 40 these last 3 games, bro. MVP type of level caliber right now. He just beat the Nuggets. He just beat the Lakers. He just beat Ja. And look, at the end of the day, I would love for him and LeBron to meet up in the playoffs because they are, they're getting to that age where they're going to start, they're going to be retiring soon. So I would love to see them play and battle really for one more time's sake. And I'm excited for the NBA, but like you just said, you did a signal. Ja, enough is enough, bro.
Yeah, he got
enough is enough, bro.
He gotta relax.
Come on now.
He has to relax.
Like at what point do you not understand that you're only hurting yourself, you're only hurting your brand, you're only hurting your team when you do things that of this nature.
You're hurting your pockets.
And then you do it back to back. You feel me? And it's like, honestly, yes, I don't want to move the goalpost because, yes, you do have other players that do it. But now,
because Buddy Hield did it first.
Okay, but listen.
But
guess what?
You have intentionally. You
have a history.
Yes, you can do it.
You have a history.
You can do it.
Now you put that on your jacket for when you do it. They're going to look at you. They're going to find you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you do it again after being issued a warning.
And
that's just a lack of respect.
And if you want to be honest, bro, the NBA cut him slack.
Yeah.
Both times, bro, because he could have been, honestly, based off of what happened, he could have been suspended indefinitely and for the rest of the season, those last 2 incidents. For real.
Yeah.
Like Ja, nobody's talking about the player he is. He's an amazing talent. He can be the face of the NBA. I feel like if those things don't transpire, we're looking at Ja a total different way. Because now you got Memphis that are not you know what I'm saying, like as far as branded team is one of those marquee teams in the city of marquee.
They're top 5 seed right now.
But when you think about it, yes, we're not talking about that because basically what Ja has done is it's taken the eyes off the Grizzlies, bro, in Memphis. Like for me, we talked 2 years ago. We're praising the Grizzlies right now, bro. We ain't really talking about the Grizzlies.
For me, it just shows a lack of respect for the league and for Adam Silver, and for the privilege that is playing in the NBA. Because yes, Buddy Hield did it first, and they caught you. But you got to understand, you got a history. You can't do it. But to be warned about doing it and to do it again after being warned, there's a lack of respect. There's a lack of respect, and it's just like, yo, man. Okay. It's like, yo, man, like you can't have that kind of attitude. You can't have that kind of attitude and do stuff like that because it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, and it doesn't help. It's not going to help you in the long run. It doesn't go into your favor. So it's a lack of respect. You don't want to show that. Because you don't like the NBA does not have to deal with you. Like the NBA has moved on from the likes of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. It has moved on from Kareem. It will one day move on from LeBron James. It will move on from Steph. The NBA will be fine without Ja Morant. I don't want that, but it's like that can happen. Like it can 100% happen, and the NBA will move on from you. So I don't want to see stuff like that. Don't show a lack of appreciation and show a lack of respect for the league and the things and their rules. Like, hey, you got caught doing some dumb stuff twice. They let you slide. And so you did this the first time. Let you go off with a warning because it wasn't about nothing. They saw that Buddy Hield did it. You did it back. Cool. But to do it again afterwards was a lack of respect. And it's just a lack of critical thinking. So that's my thing on. That's my issue. I'm just like, why would you do it again?
Come on, John. We want to see you. We want to see you on the court, bro.
I would have found him too. I'm not gonna lie. I would have found him.
And we know it's competitive, bro. We know this is a competitive sport. Get your taunts off. Talk your trash, but it's a way to do it. It's a way to do it.
If I was Adam Silver, I would have been petty. I would have fined him $2 million. What? $2 million? Yes, $2 million just for that. Because it wasn't even about the justice. It's the fact that I warned you and you still did it. All right, cool. That's how you want to feel? Cool. Watch this.
This strike 3 for sure.
Yeah, I would have fined him $2 million. Yep.
Yeah, this strike 3.
Just to be petty. Because you think this is a joke.
So what you said earlier, I don't think it's going to be a co-MVP, but it's very tough, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very tough, bro. Because if you're Jokers, who's been the best player the last 5 years, bro, like he has 3 MVPs and the finals MVP to back that. And honestly, this year that he's doing well in, it's better than the last year he won the MVP. He just had a 60-point triple-double, bro. Yeah. It's unbelievable. But I will say I have SGA winning this year based off of his seeding, based off of what he's doing as well too. But it's hard, bro, because Jokic is top 5 in every category. He's a center, bro. I think people talking about top 20, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Top 15, top 10 when it's all done. He's still playing because you think about what he's doing as a big man. It's never been done before, bro. Never been a center to lead in points, rebounds, assists, and steals, bro. And he's not an athletic guy, bro. Like you think about what he's doing, bro. It's incredible. But SGA gets the nod because last year I feel like that was SGA year too. But Jokic is so good, bro. My
thing is, and I brought up Kobe because that's what Paul Pierce said. There was a co-rookie of the year one year. It might have been before our time, but it did happen. There's been a co-all-star game MVP, but they might not do a co-MVP. But if there was a year to do it, it'd be this year. My issue with the MVP thing is that there's no one. I don't think the media should be allowed to vote on these major awards. Because they get to create this narrative, and then the very next day report on the very narrative they created. Act like, should this person have won it? You the one voted. You know, like, what do you mean? You controlled who won. How you gonna come the next day on TV talk about something? Should this person have won? Was he robbed? What do you mean? Was he robbed? You was in those rooms. You was like facts. They cost Klay Thompson money one year because he didn't make All NBA and he should have. So I don't like stuff like that. So I don't think that should be. I think they should pick like 3 retired vets every year and let them, they know the game, they watch the game. But there's no criteria for it because it's like, it used to be about seeding. Like, because there were years Kobe should have won it, but because guys were number 1 seed, they didn't, he didn't get it.
Correct.
And then, but then they started giving it to Joker when he was like the 9 seed and the 6 seed. Then you have Shea last year who was averaging a certain amount.
Who added number 1 seed.
But he didn't get it. But then you tell him, but Jason Tatum his record was better than everybody. He didn't get it. But now this year, it's like Shea's number 1 again. But you're still flirting with the idea that Joker's going to get it. So it's like, where is the rubber meet the road? Because they're like, what about the average? Okay, what about the year when Steph Curry led the league in scoring and he dragged his team with no Clay and no Draymond to the play-in? You didn't give it to him. You gave it to Joker that year.
Facts.
So, like, how come he didn't get it?
That's true.
And then it was like, even now, like, I feel like Giannis, I'm not going to do the whole JT thing because y'all know how I feel about JT. I feel like he should get it, but he's not going to. It's a narrative thing. But Giannis has been severely overlooked. Giannis has been averaging 31, 10, and 8 for the last 5 seasons.
That man just had 35, 20, and 17.
For the last 5 seasons, 31, 10, and 8 has been average over 60% shooting, and it's not talked about enough. So that's my issue. There's no set criteria. Is it about winning, or is it about the stats, or is it about how you elevate your team to a level of play, or is it a combination of all those things? But the media the media voting doesn't help because it's a narrative thing. Mm-hmm. If you're not as popular a player, the media will ignore what you're doing on the court for the narrative.
That's real talk.
That's my issue. So I don't think those guys should be able to vote for Finals MVP, All NBA, MVP.
Because you're already coming into it with a bias.
You're coming into it, and you benefit off the story that gets created from that the very next day. So that's my thing. But yeah, I'm going with Shea because Shea has the better record.
And I think
I'm not mad at who gets it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but I think.
But I also think Shea should get it this year because you didn't give it to him last year.
I'm with that. I'm about to say. I'm with that.
I understand Joker.
I don't care what you say. I'm with that because he deserved it last year.
Yeah, I understand Joker should, is deserving of it this year. But you should have gave it to them. You should have gave it to Shea last year. You should have.
I completely agree. And with that being said, should the NBA implement a 4-point line, bro?
No.
And I don't think so because we're going to have people shooting out of the gym.
It's a bad
field goal percentage is going to be crazy. The only people that I feel like can do it is Steph, Dame. It's a small few. The Trey Youngs, Clay.
Peyton Pritchard does it.
Cool.
Cool. But
then if you add a 4-point line, do you know what Steph would have averaged? But if it was a 4-point line, Steph might have already had 80 before. He might have broke the record, bro.
You're going to have kids practice. You're going to have kids practicing that shot because it becomes a real shot. That's not. I'm not trying to. We're not about to start teaching their generation to shoot how to shoot from all the way back here.
Correct.
Like, no, bro. Like the most efficient shot is the mid range. Why? Because you're closer to the basket. Like teach efficient shots. These are good shots.
Correct.
That's what we need to teach in basketball. So I don't want to see a 4-point play.
Yeah, because the points will run up. Then you got to think about how the offense is going to be set up. You're really never going to have no big man now. It's really going to be small guard play at the end of the day if you add a 4-point line because that's what everybody's running to now. That's the problem now in today's era. You don't have a lot of back to the basket players, but I mean you got to think about it. That's how the game is not played like that.
That's why Drew Holiday gets a bucket on all the point guards in this league. Because none of these young point guards have post games.
Yeah.
They have no post defense.
That's
he takes them right to the block and just goes to work. I'm like, because none of y'all have any idea how to play post defense.
Veteran experience like Andre Miller, those type of players.
Yeah.
Yeah, you use it to your advantage once you get older. And other news, I don't feel like, man. Other Georgia news. Georgia dad arrested for leaving his kids 1, 6, and 10 alone at the McDonald's during job interview. And to add context to this, he had a job interview that was at 4:30. He left his kids there. It was like around in that play area in the McDonald's, one of the McDonald's that still does have the playground area. He left. He came back multiple times to check on him. They ended up arresting him around 6:17. The mother ended up picking him up from the McDonald's. One thing I will say about this situation, even though I understand the hazard of it, I wouldn't leave my kids alone in that situation because you have strangers you just don't know nowadays. But I would commend this man and this gentleman. He was doing something right. Trying to get his job, probably trying to provide for his kids, of course. And he also checked back up on them. And a lot of people was just in the middle of the conversation on one side of things, and you had a crowd that was saying that, dang, when I was 10 years old, I was taking care of my younger siblings. And you have another crowd is this, the ages. That's the ages for me because that's where I was like, okay, 1, 5, those two, nah. 10, maybe if it was just the 10-year-old, you know what I'm saying? But that's a lot of pressure on the 10-year-old for just to be handling their kids. But in this situation, I don't think he's necessarily wrong. I don't think he should be arrested. Honestly, I would prefer a lot of people create a GoFundMe for this father because actually he was trying to do something. It could have been other things he could have did. You could say the car, but guess what? People see him in the car, that would be a whole other situation.
That happened today.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, that could be a situation. It's a public place, but yes, you should be accounting for your kids. That's still a hazard. So I'm not commending what he's doing, but I'm not recommending I'm not reprimanding what he's doing either. I respected it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. People gotta do what they gotta do, man. He was trying to do what he had to do. It's just unfortunate it happened that way. Like you said, you gotta just find a way to work something out. The best way you can. I don't know. I don't know what his options were.
Right.
So I can't speculate or judge.
And the speculation that he did not have a car. So when I took that into account, I'm like, okay, whatever the place or job interview was at, it wasn't far.
Yeah.
But
a quote from Naruto is people see the decisions I made, not the choices I had. So I don't know what his choices were. But shout out to him, man. Hopefully it all works out. Because I saw child neglect today at work. Apparently somebody reported that some lady had left their they locked their 6-year-old in the car on purpose.
See?
Girl was crying, couldn't get out, and manager looking at her like she did it on purpose. Apparently, I don't know why. I don't know why Park Police didn't arrest her, but I'm just like, why would you do that to your 6-year-old? Why are you locking your 6-year-old in the car? Like, to go watch.
Yeah, and you have,
like, what are you
and
doing?
to your point, you have people and parents out here that shouldn't be parenting, that shouldn't be watching their kids because you have these certain situations that they put the kids in that can be an endangerment to them. So I get those people that deserve to be arrested, and I get them being like, okay, well you wasn't with your kids, you know what I'm saying? This is a hazard. Something could have happened, and you're at fault. So I get that, but in this particular situation, he was actually trying to do something good. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of kids, how do you feel about this Anthony Edwards situation?
This Anthony Edwards situation is
keep in mind he has 3
and
open paternity
and
cases
it's a tough situation. One thing I will say about this, what I do hate is that how it's being reported, like not even how it's being reported. Both parties coming out and talking, because it's only going to hurt the child in the long run. On the other side of things, like if the child looks at the father like, dang, you didn't want me. You just gave up $1.8 million to really technically not be in my life. But on the other side of things, Anthony Edwards did say, from get-go, I didn't want to have a child with you. But it's messed up in that regard, because regardless of anything, if you didn't, you wouldn't have laid down and did what you did. You have to take accountability and responsibility for
gotta be a man
for what you do out here.
Yeah,
so
man.
I completely understand people looking at him crazy. It's like she making good points, but it's like I wouldn't, because I don't want to sit here and say right message, wrong messenger, but I kind of do want to say it in the same regard, because how she perceives herself is just like one of those people that are kind of, I wouldn't say predatory, but looking for the bag, looking for a rich dude, etc. That's her preference, whatever you want to call it, because she has another child with another celebrity
she
as well,
had a little
too.
baby.
So yeah, but it's like also, if I'm Anthony Edwards, you got to take accountability.
Take some accountability.
At the end of the day, so you knew what baggage she came with.
This is my thing. One, let me start with something positive. 2, one, I do think what he did was smart. I will 100% applaud you paying child support up front. He might have just cracked the code with that one. I will. And I hope it's not true that he said he don't want anything to do with the kid. I hope that's not true. I hope he just paid it just so he don't have to worry about paying it every month. So I applaud that. If you have the money to do that, I would 1,000%. Because with him, his situation, he's going to get a bigger contract. So all that stuff could change.
But his situation is different from a lot of people. It's an anomaly because he has money to do that.
That's my thing. So that's why I applaud that. That was very smart on his part. Now on the flip side, like, do not abandon that child because you didn't want the child with that woman. Like, children are blameless. They need fathers. You lay down, you made them. You've got 3 open paternity cases. You're like, so this is behavior that is ongoing. You cannot continue to just lay down with women, have kids, tell them get an abortion. So you just out here aborting babies, or 2, if they say no, you just out here abandoning kids. Like, that can't happen. You have 4 now. So if like something has to give, or this behavior continues. So someone has to say something like, "Yo, this is this is not responsible of you. It's just not." And I get it. You didn't want the child with the woman. Well, then don't lay down with like you could at least wear a condom then. At least do that.
You got to put the accountability on yourself.
There has to be some accountability on both parts.
On both parts.
But like, I don't like how people are caping and saying, "Well, he did say he didn't want the kid." Like that may be the case. But if it was that deep for you, then don't lay down with women that you don't want kids with.
That's true, though.
And if or don't put yourself in that position. Like, at least wear a condom. You could at least do that. That's the least you could do. But you're not doing that, and then you want to just throw money in the situation and just walk away. So that's my thing. I'm like you said, there has to be some accountability and some responsibility there, because children grow up. They grow up.
That's my problem right there.
And that stuff, those chickens come home to roost, you know? And it's like, if it's not checked now, that behavior will continue. We already have people like Young Boy who out here who have 20-something kids. Even Nick Cannon, with all the money he has, what he's doing is irresponsible. What Cam Newton's doing is irresponsible. So what Ant is doing is irresponsible. You cannot just keep coming. You just cannot keep, laying down with women, creating babies that you say you don't want, hoping that they'll get rid of them for you, and then throwing money at it and just moving on and taking care of one kid. Like that's not helping anybody. So that's my thing. I think there needs to be some accountability on both sides, and just some responsibility, man. Like I don't know, people just gotta make better decisions. I'm not perfect. I'm not a basketball star with millions of dollars and access to a bunch of women. So that I've never been faced with that kind of temptation. So, I would hope through the Holy Spirit within me, I could withstand it. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like, I know exactly what he could have done. But there are things that you could have done. I don't think what he's doing now is the answer.
Right?
You've got 3 open paternity cases right now. You have 4 children. You got 3 of them you had in 1 year. Yeah, so it's like this is not the answer. This ain't it.
This ain't.
That's all I'm saying. So.
I agree. I completely agree. I can't wait for this last Friday, man. Hey, look, this the last Friday. Let's make it legendary. We gotta have Chris Tucker. We gotta have all the major legends that were in it. It's unfortunate and rest in peace that we lost a lot of people that were in the movie from John Witherspoon, from Pops, from Debo.
To your man that was running down the street with the clothes, the home.
Ezel, from Ezel, AZ Johnson, like a lot of legendary folks. But I think they're gonna do this justice. Ice Cube, man, since he's been in film, bro, he doesn't have a lot of misses, bro. He does not have a lot of misses. He's one of those one of those rappers turned actors and filmmaker and producers that has been successful, bro.
I'm not a fan of. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm not a fan of the sequel years after the fact.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not a fan of. Because it's like, sometimes you can just leave alone. And sometimes it works. Like the Beverly Hills Cop joint was fire. They did it exactly right. They did it exactly how Beverly Hills Cop was. That's a great example.
But a bad example will be Coming to America 2.
Coming to America 2 is like I didn't even watch Good Burger 2. I'm like, I don't want to watch Good Burger 2. No, please don't do that. Will Smith's talking about doing Men in Black 4. I don't know if I want Men in Black 4. I don't know. But that's my thing. So it's like, listen, the Friday series is already classic. If you were going to do it, you should have did it then. But to do it 20-something years later, I just don't know.
Yeah, we want that's actually a good statement. That's a good perspective because
even the same thing with Shrek 5. Like I don't want Shrek 5 today. Why are you giving me Toy Story 5?
And it's a lot of sequels that, like you just said, are so legendary and you shouldn't touch.
Yeah, you got people that want to collab 10 years after the fact. Like, listen, like
and they don't sound the same.
Like for the person on my shirt, like I love Wayne, but I feel like the Carter series has become watered down.
So that's that. A lot of people feel like that too. I ain't
and then I'm not saying he can't rap. I'm not saying he can't make good music, but I do feel like at a certain point, like you can end the Carter series and just do new things. I feel like when you say it's the Carter 6, I come with
it comes with an expectation. That's
what I'm saying. And so when it doesn't meet that, then I have to look at. Then I look at the whole Carter series and I'm like,
one thing I will say to your point, but also to play the other side of it, all the Carters have been quality music. But to your point, as far as like the span of time we waited for the music, because Carter 5 was a very good album. But like from Carter 4 to where we waiting from Carter 5, and even us waiting for Carter 4, it's just, and then like you create a level of expectation for these bodies of music because they're so legendary in time.
Like I did not want to know Ceilings too.
But I'm not gonna hold you like that. But it's a flip side of that too because the sequel to something could be great. Be great. But like you said, I think time in between matters. It's a time thing as well too. It's a feel of their environment, what's going on around. You know what I'm saying? Because the No Ceilings 3 was better than No Ceilings 2. This one was fire, but it's also I get what you're saying.
And then sometimes you got people who do it just because they know the name alone will bring the money.
Will bring the viewers.
Like Wiz Khalifa doing Cushion OJ 2 10 years after the fact. It's like, dude, I don't think you're making that same quality music 10 years after the fact.
Nah, he is now. He is now, though.
No, I'm saying compared to that Cushion OJ.
Yes, I get what you're saying. It's always a time. But I do think that
name. But I think the name will get people excited. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, but are you still in that kind of bag like you were in that time when you made it? That's like I wouldn't like. I mean, obviously, if J. Cole puts anything out, I'm gonna go play it. But I don't want Friday Night Lights 2. Mm-hmm. Not now. Not in 2025.
I agree though. I get exactly what you're saying. For real, all in all, leave the classics and let them be classics.
Yeah,
bro.
like just do new things.
Let them be classic. We talked about Wayne just now, so I'm gonna ask you, label edition. All right, this is 20 song versus. Which label is winning in this versus 20 songs? You got 20 songs.
If you only get 20 songs,
Bad Boys, Roc A-Fella, Death Row Records.
If you only get literally, if you only get 20 songs, anybody here can take it because it's 20 songs. But if I'm picking one, I'm probably picking Cash Money. It got Wayne, Drake, and Nicki. But it's 20 songs.
It's tough, bro.
It's tough because anybody, if it's only 20 songs, anybody here can take the day. Literally anybody here can win.
But to your point,
I'm gonna go with Cash Money.
But to your point, with Cash Money, it's so difficult to beat them because they are still relevant today. They're still making hits today. Like you have superstars in each of the labels, and then you got to think about who was the star before Wayne in Cash Money was Juvenile. You had the Big Timers. You had BG. So when you add Cash Money, you add a conglomerate. But also you add superstars to that. Because, like, let's say, for instance, let's go down the list. You have Bad Boys. The Bad Boys legends of then are not now. So you have Jadakiss. You have, of course, Biggie. You had Lil' Kim. You had Mary J. Like, as far as ties.
112.
You had 112. That is then now.
Mace.
Let's go to Roc A-Fella. Of course, you have Jay-Z. You had Cameron. You had
Kanye.
DMX.
Beanie Siegel.
You had
DMX wasn't Roc A-Fella.
Well, he wasn't Roc A-Fella. You had a plethora. Death Row. Of course, you had Tupac. You had Snoop. But all of them have capped as far as like music wise.
But I don't know if I consider the big three still Cash Money today because Wayne is done with Cash Money.
That's true too. But also, they were in their prime when they were with Cash Money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would take them. I would take them.
Include all of their hits
I would take them to win it. But in a 20 songs,
gets tough, bro.
Yeah, these four labels, they got 20 to beat anybody. Anybody could take.
And these labels
records.
are the Mount Rushmores of hip hop for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Or one that you can add on there too. For sure, you got to add Master P on there. No Limit.
Oh, No Limit. Yeah,
they're in this conversation as well.
I think
too.
musically, all these labels get Master P.
But musically,
I'm sorry.
Musically, I just don't see. I don't see a lot of people beating Cash Money, bro, because you have those three superstars and their catalogs of music that can go up against anybody, bro.
Musically, I would take Cash Money. Overall, I always got Roc A-Fella as the greatest label ever because Roc A-Fella influenced. There are so many things that just would not exist today without Roc A-Fella. Like not just from music, but from film, comedy, sports, entertainment. Mm-hmm. It's like that they were the only label that did that. Like there's no Kevin Hart without Roc A-Fella. There's no Lee Daniels without Roc A-Fella. There's no Paid in Full without Roc A-Fella. There's no Rihanna without Roc A-Fella. J. Cole, Kanye, like so many different things in different facets of life would not exist without Roc A-Fella. So that's why I picked them as my overall. But musically, like not to say they don't have it, but musically I would take Cash Money. Like they had their own people at first with the Hot Boys and Juvie and the Big Timers. Then they rolled Wayne's coattails for many years, and then Wayne had his Young Money thing and brought his So it's hard for me to pick anybody musically over Cash Money. But Bad Boy's up there because Bad Boy. They weren't just rap acts. Like Cash Money was mostly rap acts.
It was all music.
Bad Boy had some rap acts, but they was hit. They had their R&B bag was crazy. Their R&B bag was crazy. They had Faith Evans, 112, Jodeci, like Mary J. Yeah. So musically, Bad Boy get you up out of there. I ain't gonna lie.
It get tough. Any of these labeled 20 songs.
20 songs.
When you limit things to 20 songs, that's when you make it tough. These all labels are capable of doing that, bro. Yep. I just don't know.
You could throw So Def up there.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't gonna hold you. JD get a lot of disrespect. Y'all tripping. Jermaine Dupri, one of the greatest producers ever.
Easily.
And think about what he's produced and how he's changed the game, not for only Atlanta, but bringing that sound to the whole world.
I do think Nelly was tripping though when he said
JD fire.
When he said JD would smoke Diddy. I was like, all right, Nelly, let's feel like I know.
I'm not gonna hold you.
I know, dude is the evil right now, but we're not gonna say he would. But smoke Diddy.
I'm not gonna hold you. I have So Def winning that. I'll have JD.
No,
winning
JD
that.
versus Diddy.
Yes, I had JD winning that. And
I would say smoke.
I wouldn't say smoke is a different word, but I would say when you look at JD's catalog, you actually look at what he's actually produced. You know what I'm saying? The longevity is starting from Crisscross all the way branching out to how far you want to go.
Listen, Diddy got the same thing. Diddy put an album out last year. That was incredible. So
that's true too. But also a lot of the things that Nelly was saying is too. Are we adding beat making? Are we talking about producing? Because it's a different type of bag that JD had. As far
as you want to get into the songwriting bag, JD smokes Diddy from a songwriting standpoint.
You know what I'm saying? He has.
We talking about just producing records.
We talking about. Look. What album you gonna put against Confessions? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when he get Janet out there? Come on now. With JD,
he can put Ready to Die up there.
Got a bag, bro.
He can put Ready to Die up there.
I'm talking, but you got Mary J's first album. Are we gonna try to match vibes? Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, you can put Mary J's first album up there
for sure. That's a tough out.
But to say he would have smoked Diddy is crazy. It's like, all right,
tough out.
Ain't nobody just out here smoking Diddy in no verses. Like that's Diddy. We ain't gonna do that. So that's my only thing.
Yeah,
but yeah, 20 songs. I'm gonna go with Cash Money. I think Cash Money takes it. But anybody can win it. Honestly, if you limit things to 20 songs, it gets real strategic. Gotta be on your toes.
Hey, bro, did you see Cuz in at the Atlanta halftime show at the Hawks?
Bro, he can never play basketball again.
It's over. ACL, bro.
Oh, he can never play basketball again. Bro. Don't touch a ball ever in life.
Imagine you over here trying, you know what I'm saying, get your groove.
And I hope you didn't have kids that were watching that.
Bruh, how he felt was animated. Like, what? Bruh, I'm getting my money. I'm getting my money because ain't no way I just felt like that, bro. I was walking fine.
He didn't have an athletic bone in his body for that to happen to him.
Bro,
that was insane. You don't ever need to play basketball again.
A simple layup, bro.
A simple layup.
Towards ACL, PCL.
There are 4-year-olds that do stuff like this, and that's never happened to them. There's no way, bro.
Oh my goodness.
You can never play ball again. Don't ever touch a basketball. It's over. It's a wrap. Your fate's been sealed. I'm sorry.
Bro.
That was embarrassing. I was embarrassed for him. Speaking of which, call who you got today. I got Duke and Florida going all the way. And I got
okay.
I can't bet against Don. I want to see Paige win it because Donna always wins it, but I can't bet against Don Staley.
Yeah, I can't. I got SC over UConn in a tough game, bro. Tough game because both of them have good benches. That's what's going to be the factor. Like SC be putting up 30, 40 to 50 points off the bench alone, so that's tough.
But I got Duke.
I would like to see Florida. I would like to see Florida win it. I've never been a huge Duke fan. I don't care. I never been a Duke fan. It's one of those things. But I would love to see Florida.
It's the only time I really watch college basketball when we get to the Final Four.
But Cooper Flag's a dog. Their team, they got a dog 1,000%. Team, but Cooper Flag is dog.
1,000%.
You know what I'm saying? For me, being a Washingtonian, come on. All right, come on now. We need something. We need Jesus as a franchise. Cause if we don't get nobody,
maybe I'll get Melo. Melo wants to own.
I know. I mean, hey, look, that'll be good ownership.
And shout out to the Timberwolves because Alex Rodriguez is officially majority owner, and they've already said they're going to try to repair their relationship with KG. That's long overdue. That's long overdue. Get that man's jersey in the rafters.
I'm about to say his jersey in the rafters.
Get that statue built, Ring of Honor, do it all in one night. Just have a whole sale ticket. This is KG Honor night. Just do all of it in one night. Reveal the statue, put the jersey up, give him the Ring of Honor, everything. Like offer him a suite in the arena. I don't know, money in stocks, ownership percentage, all of it, everything. Give him everything in one night. That's how I feel about it.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. The other day I was dry sick because I like this concept. But April Fools did it again. I think April Fools is played out now. It blows me, but it almost get me every year
because social media makes everything so believable now.
So believable. It's hard not to believe certain stuff on social media because we have rapping news at our fingertips every single second. But I was open to the Cenat Keke Palmer idea.
That got me.
As far as the rapping 106 and Park, I like, and it goes to what we saying. Don't mess up classic nostalgic things. Don't touch when it to be touched. But I'm saying for 106 and Park, it is one of those classic things. But I feel like we're in the era they can stream. You know what I'm saying? This could be a live event. We can make it totally different.
Yeah.
And I think that he has the connections. Keke has the connections to bring a lot of good people on.
So that wasn't my issue with it. First of all, I don't think 106 ever should have left. So I have no problem if you bring it back. And I don't mind the host. For me, my issue was I don't think music videos are as important today. I don't think acts today are putting their all into their music videos as they did before. And it might be because of a lack of 106.
Right.
Maybe that's it.
Right, lack of platforms that were actually.
So that was my thing. I don't think music videos hit like they used to. Like, So that was my only thing. I don't have a problem with 106 coming back. If you bring the right host, you do it right. It never should have left, to be honest.
And I feel like those two have
a
capability to draw a crowd and also be creative in what they're doing, especially Kai, bro. We've seen what he's doing with streaming, bro. It's not no telling what he can do with. Honestly, he can make the music videos just like.
If Wild and Out can make a comeback, so can 106.
Yeah, but I would enjoy. I would enjoy 106 in part.
Still good.
That's something I would watch. I feel like you would just have to change it up as far as it being on BET. You know what I'm saying? Or you would have to change how you stream it, because I feel like a lot of people are not watching just regular TV now.
Yeah.
People are mostly on YouTube, mostly on TikTok.
I just think that's it. I think if you do things, you can do things the exact way you should. Like, again, just bringing up Wild and Out. Nick Cannon, when he brought back Wild and Out, it's still Wild and Out. He didn't change it super much. Like now, he's changed it a lot to the point where it's kind of like it's not as funny anymore. Like before, he used to have comedians. Now he's got more social media,
correct
content creators, and it's like they make funny skits, but are they funny people? So, but when he first brought it back, it was the show.
It was.
He just changed the colors, but the show was still the show. The games were the same. How they do it. The guests, all of it was still the Wild and Out Girls. So it was still what you wanted to see, and it still made you laugh. So if you bring back 106 and you do it in the way that how we always did it, you just change the way we stream it. You may make a little changes here and there to how it looks, but if you do it the way we're used to it, then we're gonna love it.
I think that'll be fine.
Cause I said that about the basement. I said they need to bring Rap City back, but they redid it. They redid it. I'm like, no, bring back the basement. Bring back the basement and bring back real MCs that actually want to rap. Don't get the new acts that can't rap. Cause y'all went and got NLE Chopper and had him rapping over something. That's not his bag. Don't do that.
He can rap though. He can rap.
He can, but they had him rapping over Shook Ones, and I'm like, no, that's not his bag.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Go get. Now they changed the cipher. Why y'all change the cipher up? Let it be black and white. Let it be on the street. We still want to hear the guys rap. And don't be afraid to go get the old dudes, man. Don't cut the old. I still want to hear Jadakiss rap, man. Yeah. Don't cut the old guys out.
And to your point, when you try to change and add so much new, you kind of lose the essence and
you can add the new without getting rid of the
authentic
old
platforms.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. So that's why I don't think Rap City, the new Rap City lasting. Because I'm like, because y'all tried to revamp the whole thing. No, bring back the basement, man. Have guys go in the booth and just spit for a minute. That was it. Yeah. I have all the Rap City throws on my phone. That was it.
But like you just said, keep the real essence of what the platform was, at least.
Go back and watch it. If you're gonna bring something back, go back and watch it, and let's remember why people love this. Why do people love this? Okay, loved it for this. Let's keep this. What can we add? But don't take things that we loved about it and try to replace it with something new. No.
I agree.
So that's my thing.
Hey man, another amazing episode of the Phase On View podcast.
Wait, I had a would you rather.
All right, let's get it. Infamous would you rather.
Would you rather? You gotta and there's stipulations to this. Okay. You have to fight a gorilla once for 5 minutes, or you gotta fight a bald eagle every day. Here's the stipulations. You're in a cage with the gorilla, and it's actively trying to fight you. You can't get away. You have to fight. And you get 2 brass knuckles. I don't know what that does. Okay. That's what the dude said. You get 2 brass knuckles.
Okay.
And so with the bald eagle, he said you're in an open field, which means you can't run behind trees. And it's only a minute and a half. The attack only lasts a minute and a half.
Oh man, that's simple for me. It's the bald eagle.
Really?
Bro, without a doubt. You know
how big a bald eagle is?
But you know how big a gorilla is. You might not.
I think you die regardless.
Listen to this. You might not survive at all against the gorilla. You have a fighting chance with the bald eagle. It's something. It's something in the sky that's flying. But no, bro. I think that's a given.
When Hobie, I ain't gonna lie. Hobie said, "Let's make it fair. You get 2 brass knuckles." Huh? I was like, wait.
I'm making that fair, bro.
That's not making it fair.
What you talking about?
I gotta fight. I can't get
A gorilla can toss you like we were flicking ants. Literally, bro.
You have to get close to hit the gorilla with the brass. No, what do you mean?
You don't stand a chance, bro.
Oh my gosh.
You don't stand a chance, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I agree with you.
I was
trying to tell my man. I was like, listen, the bald eagle is the odds. He said, no, bro. You're not. I'm like, you're not surviving either one of these things. But I'm like, the bald eagle, a minute and a half.
You have a chance.
Like he's like every day you got okay. Yes, I fight the gorilla once, but for 5 minutes in a cage,
you might die for that one time.
Die.
Rather than the multiple times with the ball. Yeah,
that's gonna be the longest 5 minutes of your life.
That's
like,
a given for me.
No, bruh.
That's a given.
At some point, it's going to catch you. At some point, like no.
For sure. I'm great over that. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Hey man, make sure you guys type into the platform. Another amazing episode of the Phase on View podcast. I want to be on the move soon for sure because I'm trying to do some setup so we can have some interviews. I've been in talks, so that's something that I've been working with behind the scenes as far as like just doing interviews at certain locations, different places.
My spot.
And I mean, perfect too as well. So, but just as far as like talking to people, interacting. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna set it up. Hey man, make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow. I will follow back. Much love. We out.
Yes, sir.